Hi everyone.
Hello.
We are going to present you LDAP and SSO feature for 4D. So 4D is now integrating companies more seamlessly than ever. So I'm Adrien from 4D program team.
I'm Milan from International Tech Support team.
So enterprise directories, what are we talking about? The core of enterprise directory is a software whose purpose is to maintain, update, and secure critical company informations. There are two types of informations for which we use company directories. The first one is information on employees or devices, like a printer, for example. So company directory are big data with a lot of attributes for each of that kind of informations on employees and devices. The second type of information is user credential for Windows session user. So when employees start their computer, they open their Windows, they have to log in to the sessions, and these credentials are stored in the enterprise directories. So there's different kind of software. The most famous is Microsoft Active Directory, but you can use OpenLDAP, Apache Directory Server. They are all using one single communication protocol, which is LDAP. LDAP means Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. It's why we can call this server LDAP server. LDAP server. This is the tree structure schema for an LDAP server. It's basically you can have folders on main servers, which name domain component, and each folder is named organizational unit. And okay, that's fine.
Okay, no. So every Active Directory or Open Directory environment must have what they call domain controller, or in Open Directory terminology they call it Open Directory Master. And one company can have, in an Active Directory terminology, domains and subdomains. Switch the slide. Okay, so a collection of domains is called forest in Windows terminology. So it's several domains that you can handle, that one company can have. And one domain consists of users, resources, groups, computers, so anything that can be, how do you say, put in a directory service database and you can get information about it, or where the printer is, for example, on which floor, etc., etc. Okay. In Open Directory, there is a slightly different organization. They choose to have one master that can have 32 replicas, and each replica can have another 32 replicas. So you can have 1,057 servers in total. Why were we speaking about this and about forest? Because in a huge organization, you have to divide the load that server gets. So if you have, I don't know, 2,000 users and only one Active Directory server, then that Active Directory server needs to be powerful machine. But maybe you can divide that work to like this. We'll go on like, so you can organize it by segments of the company, by organizational units of the company, or you can organize it by territory where the certain server is. So the users from San Francisco will not go to, the users from New York will not go to San Francisco will not bind the process of configuring the network consists of that each computer of network is actually bound to a directory master or domain controller, okay? Now, the database, just return back, sorry. The database of users is on all of these servers, okay? So when you create a user in one, it gets synchronized, okay? So if you make changes in one of them, it gets synchronized to all of the others, and the domain controller or Open Directory Master is the one that takes care of that, okay? But you don't hit, when you try to log in and do some other things, you're not going to Open Directory Master directly, but to some lower, okay? So in Mac OS, because I'm more familiar with that, sorry. You can have like this kind of users, groups, mounts, networks, whatever, slash something. Those are actually directories in Open Directory world. And those directories contain records, which can be user records, group records. Mounts means the network mounts, you know, like the paths to the network shares. So they are also, etc. Go on. This is something also from OS X server. This is actually the template for a new user. So whenever you create a new user, actually not only on OS X server, but actually on OS X itself, because it has local directory services, but that's out of the scope of this presentation. So this is template which will be used to create attributes for that user on the Mac OS X server. As you can see, it looks kind of similar. It's key value pairs already, so it's the object actually, yes. Well, this is something that we shown on keynote today. This is Outlook, getting some information from Active Directory.
Yeah, from the Active Directory, from
his name,
40.
his function, his title, his. Okay.
Okay. So
LDAP commands.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce you to 4D LDAP commands. So what can I do with company directories inside my 4D application? So we have implemented a new feature which answers two user stories. The first one is to retrieve directory informations. So as I told you this morning, and as Milan told us, there's a lot of information inside inside the Active Directory, inside the enterprise directories, such as name, department, phone number, address, a lot more, about devices too, about printers, localization, printers, whatever. So with LDAP commands, we'll be able to retrieve all these informations. For example, doing a small dialogue like the Outlook example, it's very easy. The second user story is it's a single password concept. It's not the single sign-on, because you will have to re-enter your credential inside your 4D, but you are reusing your Windows session credential. That means when you open your 4D applications, you will have to connect, but you don't have to handle the credential inside 4D. You just have to make a request with the LDAP commands to the LDAP server, and the server LDAP is doing the authentication part. So it's a user enhancement, user experience enhancement, because they don't have a dozen of passwords to memorize. Just have one for the session, and the same for its 4G application. It's also an administration simplifications, because they don't have to manage when they create a new user, they have to create it for the LDAP server and for the 4G database. When it's created on the LDAP server, it can be created on the 4G application too. And it's easier to maintain. You don't have to replace each user. If it's not in the LDAP server, it will be not in the 4G application. It's also a security improvement, because if users don't have a dozen of passwords to memorize, they won't write it on a text, a small text block on the desktop, or maybe on a post-it. Okay, so there are 4 commands from the API LDAP: LDAP logging, LDAP logout, and 2 commands for searching. You need to log in and log out before using the search command, because the LDAP server need to be don't give the information to anyone. You need to be authenticated to inside the server. So the connection are encrypted. We are using. It's possible to use TLS encryption for LDAP 4G LDAP communications. You just have to use the right server URL on the right port. And for the LDAP queries, you can add a filter for the search in order to not to not saturate the network, to not overload the network nor the LDAP server. And you can select on the filter which attributes you want to retrieve from the LDAP server. But I will show you that with a small demonstration.
Should we go to sync just in one machine? Faster or?
It was nice, like this morning.
Okay, so log in.
So I will show you the two user story in two different demos.
Okay. So this is what we have done for our demos. This is a Windows Server 2012 with Active Directory activated and some users already in there. I will show you.
So on the Milan Mac, we have
two virtual machines.
Two virtual machines.
Windows Server, the other one will be Windows 10 that will connect to it. I just want to show you.
On the Windows Server, this is Active Directory server.
This is the server manager, and these are the actual users that we entered. So see, we created a group marketing and put those users within. It's important to know these things. Actually, your administrator should give you this root path, how you call it. You will see later in the demo. So this is what we are going to query within marketing group, which they call actually OU, organizational unit in a path. So those are the users, and this server is running and running. You will need for this server to connect. Okay. So this one?
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't matter. So we will open on the server just to show you the.
So I don't know if I told you, but LDAP commands are working since v15.0 version. So it's already usable in if you are using v15. And it's fully integrated inside 40.
Why? Oh, I have another server running.
Yeah, you need to run it.
Then this one is also running, yes? So let me quit this one.
Okay, quick.
So I will use this one. No, never. It's the main only. You know, it's.
Okay.
Okay. Ah. I started it again. What? This one is still running, or it's quitting now? What's the thing?
The last one is quitting. The other one is already quit.
This one is quitting, so launch this one and forget about this. This is when you see what Caroline told us this morning, that you can switch our version.
Yep.
As you can see, it works. So this is LDAP 1, okay.
Perfect.
So server will run, and I will, because we don't need server anymore, I will just minimize it. And this is our
client
coming to work in the morning, logging in and our active. So my domain is my last name, because that I used to test. Actually, when I got it to work, I didn't touch anything to change. He forbid me to. Don't play anymore because it works. So we will log in as well. So what I'm doing now, if you don't know, I'm not logging in as a local user. User credentials for Laurent are on that server that I just minimized, okay? So he's logging to that server. Actually, against the credentials are there, and Windows will consult the server. Should I let this user log in on this computer? Yes, and it will let me go in. So actually, the user record is not on the local machine, it's on the network server, which happens to be on the same machine within another virtual machine. This is Parallels, that's VMware there. So it's logged in.
Okay, so we launch a 4D client.
And connect to. I can use recent, but it's better to know that it's available.
So the variable you can see on the screen, they are the parameters which is required for the LDAP login. So you will have to enter the URL and the root entry. This is for configure the commands.
So
Obviously, they are not your final user which will enter that. It will be stored inside your database, because no one know which your server URL
you should
are
get
connected.
this data from your administrator and already have it either in preferences of your application or something. So just once.
So could you enter your?
Yeah. Oh, why you deleted all?
So the root entry.
Oh, it's equal. I don't see.
You can undo it if you.
Which keyboard is that? Oh no.
Okay.
Okay, now it's problem because it's a virtual machine not letting me. Okay, so let me remember, it's somewhere here. Okay, marketing.
So
yes.
The root entry is one of the where you want to.
What is the second one? DN.
DN.
Yes.
Domain.
Domain.
Or DC.
No.
Domain component.
DC.
So
too late.
that's where we will start the search from the entry, the root entry.
Entry point of our
Yeah.
search. So we are going directly to marketing group and search within it.
And you need to fill the URL. I don't know it. Sorry.
So LDAP. It's okay. Okay. So it's 10, 188, 200, 202. 389. So the default port is 389. On macOS 10 server, actually it's 10389. So and the password for Laurent.
And if you are using the TLS, it's 100.3.892.
So login. It was a bit slower this morning because of 2 virtual machines and something, but it worked. Come on.
Okay, we are connected.
Okay, we are connected. It should be faster.
So I've tried to reproduce the Outlook example. You know, some fields, some basic fields.
It's trial. Okay, enough.
Okay.
Here we are.
So we are finding two users which are with this filter on the name, and I retrieve this information inside this box. I will show you the code how I retrieve this information. So this information are coming from the LDAP server, from the Active Directory, from the other virtual machine.
Which credentials do you need to log in?
Now it loses Laurent because I've configured it itself that anybody can read. Actually, I didn't have time to play, but your administrator can actually narrow that down.
Username
Yes.
Okay,
I allowed everybody to read and. Oh, you have to change it. Marketing.
Marketing.
Marketing, yes. I don't know if it's case sensitive.
Maybe I can just show you the code, or
Show the code without trace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so. I'm going to.
I hope you didn't full screen on external
Yeah,
monitor.
you will see
Still works
better like that.
in VMware.
So what I am doing? So I'm doing some filter on the variable to control if it's not empty. After that, I'm building the thing I want to search. So I don't want to retrieve all the attributes of the entry I will retrieve. I want to retrieve only the name, that's the attribute command name, the title, the department, the company, and the country. So I'm putting that string inside an array, and I'm telling how I want to retrieve this attribute. You can retrieve the attributes in an array, because it can be multiple. For example, there is an attribute which is a group, the entry groups, and can be multiple.
Can be any other.
But now I'm just retrieving only scalar attributes, so I put false to the second parameter. And I'm adding a filter on the name, but I can filter on any attribute I want, any existing attribute from the LDAP server. I could have search on the title, on the department, for example. I'm putting the on error code a small error handler, and I'm binding the LDAP server with the parameters I entered, the URL, the user, Laurent Ribardière, and his password. And I'm performing the query with LDAP search. Why I'm using LDAP search? Because search is retrieving the all matching entries, and LDAP search is retrieving only one entry, the first one which matches the filter. And after that, I'm logging out, and I'm putting all this stuff in the list box. So you can see it's 3 lines of code for querying. I'm adding some parameters, so it's more difficult, but
and what you get back is C object, as you can see.
Yeah, and I've C object, and after I'm looking inside the C object and retrieving the attribute. Okay, so that's it for the
first demo.
Yeah, for the first demo.
Well, escape. I hope now I think you made a huge problem now because you put full screen instead of full. Okay, let me try that. So I have to. You quit this one, yeah. Okay. So open next one.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's complaining.
So the next demo, I will show you how to connect using the user credential store in the LDAP server.
Connecting immediately, so that's why it's slow, because something it was faster in Portland. Probably something. Okay.
So I've done a small interface for connecting for authentication. So for this list, I retrieve already the all users which are existing in the Active Directory. It's not necessary. So that's the password I know.
You know it?
Le PEC.
Big L. 1, 2, 3.
No, I think.
Probably.
No, I think. Could you? Yeah, because I'm not used with the Serbian keyboard. Sorry.
Actually, you're working on keyboard in 5 languages, you know.
Oh.
Serbian, Croatian,
Okay.
Bosnian, Montenegrin is even language now.
Are you?
And Slovenes also use the same.
Okay, so I put a point break.
What?
I don't know. Not responding.
Oh.
Okay, so it worked.
Repeat.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I will show you step by step.
You want to go to? Oh,
Yeah.
you have the breakpoint.
Okay. So the thing I'm doing here is just retrieve the URL which is stored inside the database, and I'm testing with the user credential, the user just enter, which is Laurent Ribadier with its password. I can show you it. No, it's a fake one. So after that, I'm just doing the authentication with the controlling the message returned with the error and low. If the LDAP is bound, it means the user is recognized by the LDAP server. If it's not, it's not. I won't grant the access. So the thing I'm doing now, it's a little bit more complicated. I'm looking about the department of the user, because I want to enter with a special group, not as I want to define some groups in my application. So I'm adding a filter on the SAMA account name, which is one of the attributes, unique attributes in the server. Yeah, you know, I've built my search here. I just put a department inside my array. So now I'm using LDAP search because I'm just looking for 113. And you can see here the result of the search. It returned me the headquarter department. So after that, I'm connecting using change current user according to the department I found. Oh. Okay, and that's it. My user is connected. Okay. So that's it for the LDAP demonstration.
You understood the demo, what he did?
Actually, these demos are shared with you on the USB key. All right, if you have it. So now Milan will talk about the SSO integration with 4D. So it's a feature which will be available in a future release, not available yet in 4D.
And version 15 R5?
Yeah, depending, no, R5
or 16.
Or R6. Just to okay. So 4D program team has done a first customer study about the SSO, and we are not focusing on the SSO with browsers. We are focusing on the SSO with client server. Okay.
Okay. So during this morning keynote, you saw that I told you that user enters credentials only once when we begin session. So remember when I logged in as a Laurent, that's the only thing that he's already logged on. We will not log again when we do later the demo. So the user never enters those credentials twice. Whatever he uses, that's the user story. He logged in, then he starts to use file server, FTP server, and he's not asked again for the password or for the user. How that works? Now we have a little demonstration that we prepared. So you have Active Directory server, and you have a user that will log in to a computer. So first thing is that this is done by your network administrator. So there is procedure in Windows, on Mac OS, how to bound client machine to Active Directory server or Open Directory master, okay? So it's already bound, it has to be bound. If it's not bound, it will not work. It's not part of Active Directory system, okay? Network. So that's the first thing that you can do. Then Laurent comes to work, logs in, sits, and what happens? User authenticates against Active Directory server. So now, is there a user, Laurent? Yes, it is. Okay, allow him to log in. And when allowing to log in, what he's getting is something that it's called ticket granting ticket, which is sent to a computer. So imagine like passport, for example. That's passport, okay? So also, when he wants to connect to file sharing service here, so user now wants to access some files or a network share, what he does, he's not going to a server. the computer is not going to the server, okay? To the file server. It goes again there and asks for something. It supplies his ticket granting ticket. So it says, okay, here is my passport. I am valid member of Active Directory domain. Please give me visa for this country, okay? So that's asking for a ticket, and based on that, Active Directory gives him ticket. Okay, you have access. It checks in his database, does Laurent have access to file server? Yes, he does. Sends him back a ticket, okay? And what happens now? The computer just connects directly to file server. So there is no communication between file server and Microsoft Active Directory. Meaning while the user connects, there is communication all the time, you know, every 5 minutes between. It's also very important, this ticket granting ticket is valid for 5 minutes only. So it's very important in Active Directory network or Open Directory network for all the clocks to be synchronized. Because if you have more than 5 minutes difference, this ticket might not be valid, you know. So this ticket that he's getting might be the ticket for the granting ticket that already expired for this, you know. That's very important. Okay, so that's a bit. Rafael could tell you more details, but this is basically how it works, and you don't see this. This is all behind you. So every 5 minutes, you get this new one. And for each service, you have another ticket based on that one, okay? Everything secure, everything, we call that, everything is Kerberized. You know, so this service is Kerberized. If you hear that term, that means this. So it will believe to the ticket, not ask for credentials, okay? So we are only supporting Active Directory for now, maybe, I don't know, regarding SSO. And we use 2 protocols, SMS Kerberos and NT whatever. This is old one. So NT something new TLM protocol. I'm trying. So now, instead of FTP server or file server that I show you, that service on network can be for the server, okay? One of them. So what we did, what Rafael did, he Kerberized for the server, actually allows him to integrate into the Windows environment to accept clients based on tickets, you know, that are issued, okay? So how do you do it? Well, as I told you today, just by checking this checkbox and entering something called service principal name, which actually it's used to find the server on network if it cannot be found other way. And what you do is actually you don't have a 4D user system but you can get this using this command. You will get who the user actually is. So what is the username of a user in Active Directory network that is connecting now to my 4D server? So based on this, you can reject him or accept him or put him, or you can do what Adrien did, check to which department he is member of and show him, I don't know, that menu, or you know, open just only part of the application, etc., etc. So that's about SSO. So we'll go with the demo, okay?
Yeah. I'll start with the database.
Let me see. So first on the server, slow projector. So this is on server, and these are the database setting, and under client server, we have that new setting. So as you can see, this for me. So this is something that you will get from your network administrator, and we already had a question that can this be provided for a built applications? It can. Rafael can tell you details later how. Yeah. You put in specs that it can. When you build,
you can put it in settings.
Settings, yes, and database settings for the build applications, because that was the question from Portland. And so
your server is running.
My server is running, as you can see, and those are the credentials, and that's all that you need to set on the server. So we have Active Directory environment, and we put for this server within that environment, and that's it. So we go back now to the, where is the other, okay, paused automatically, it will go back. So here I'm still logged in as Loran. So I'm a network user Loran known to Active Directory. Desktop. Oh, so see, so I'm still Loran network user. So start for the client. Open. Oh, come on. Okay, thank you. Demo, and get my ID. Here it is. So you see, it's Loran. My domain is ADMOV, and protocol that was actually used was NTLM. And based on this, you can go after that. So that's Loran, who is valid user in my network, administrator. This is, instead of asking who are allowed in our network and then copy that table in 4D, you are consulting Active Directory. Okay, this user can go on and log in.
So we can open this application only because
Only because?
Only because you are allowed to connect to the network.
To allow to connect, yes. So that's the demo.
That's very simple.
It's very simple, so you don't have much to do except to activate and use the command. Okay. Back to the presentation. Last demo. Okay.
So, as Milan just said, could we use both of these two features together? Yeah, you will be able to merge them together for both advantage. You can connect with it using any user credential. Your end user will be able to connect to your 4D server, and you will be able to use LDAP commands if you store all parameters in your database and retrieve any information on the user. I will show you a small example after that. And there is also another example of use of SSO, of single sign-on. It's been done by the 4G team in US. I don't know about it. It's connect and create a connection from Skype, from 4G to Skype, and it opens Skype with an open connection.
But it's actually not using SSO as we think this SSO. They called it SSO, I don't know why. What they actually did, they put special attributes in Active Directory for certain user for Skype. So when he wants to launch Skype, he consults. So he's doing actually what you did in previous example, getting the user, getting the attributes of where the Skype is, what is the username for Skype, etc., and then launches Skype using launch external process without interfering. So basically, user gets single sign-on, but it's not really the thing that Rafael did. So it's something that. So, but we do have the attached note, and it's a good example of it uses LDAP commands. Actually. So.
Okay, so last demo.
Just connect. Okay. Come on. Where is this now? How did you put it all up?
I don't know.
I didn't. I cannot access the okay. Control O. No, how is the net?
It's not launch.
You did something strange and okay. Now what?
Okay. I don't think it's a read launch.
I launched already.
Oh, okay.
Just been.
Okay, cool. Nice. So.
I want full screen do this with option on this one. Okay. So it will not go to the full screen, but
right. So we have launched a database, a 4D database on the server, which need to be connected to a network. So it's running in SSO. Okay. Well, I'm not.
You want to scroll on? You want to zoom?
Yeah.
Where? On this?
Yeah,
login?
on the code. Yeah. I don't see anything.
Just move the mouse, it will scroll down. Okay.
Okay, so you can see the URL LDAP is stored on the database, but I also store a simple username, which is a default user for only read-only accessing the LDAP server, and it needs to be stored on the server because I will use it for querying the LDAP server about the user which is connected. So I'm using after that the new command from SSO feature, which gives us the current authenticate user, which is now Laurent Ribardière. I'm building a filter with that login. And I'm connected. So what I've done, I've searched like I've done before, but I was using the credential of the user which have been right on the screen. But now I'm just using the one which is stored in the database. So it's basically the same database. So it's how we can use both features for connecting to a 4D application. Okay. So not very more difficult from the first demo to the second one. It's just few lines of code we just changed. Okay, so now we can go for question and answer.
I wasn't quite clear about the overall objective of the LDAP commands. Is it to authenticate a user logging into a 4D application against the Active Directory, or is it to allow the 4D application to access assets from Active Directory?
You can use it to allow user to access 4D application, by checking if it exists in certain LDAP directory. But by itself, commands only log in and query the database. Imagine that it's some external database which you access instead of ODBC with some new protocol called lightweight directory access, and you get information. You have to follow certain rules, and you will get information whatever is stored there. So after that, it's up to you. So you can say, okay, user Peter exists in this Active Directory, and I will allow him. So let's check to which group this user.
Okay, a compliance thing to allow the 4D application to comply with the Active Directory rules.
Okay.
Actually, you don't have to duplicate the data in 4D.
No, you don't. That's why.
Okay.
That's what I asked, yeah.
Okay.
If the administrator...
There is not only, I know how much clear it was. There is not only contact information or department information. There's many things, including, I don't know, for example, the network users can have their, what macOS called home folder, or Windows called what, home library, whatever, can be on another server, on another file share. So the information where the home folder is also in user record in Active Directory. So you can also get that if you ever need it, So that can be, it's database as anyone else, and administrator can put whatever he wants their attributes. They are necessary attributes to function in Active Directory, but he can put anything, color of your eyes, I don't know, shoe size, some stuff like that, So, okay.
So it was very clear. Thank you.
Thank you.